Avengers Infinity War. 10 years, 18 movies, we are finally here. I had seen it. I've been waiting. I've been marathoning. I've been getting ready to watch this movie, and it is finally here. I saw it. Let's crack into this review. I am so excited to talk about this film for you guys. So this movie obviously follows the story of the Avengers coming together with the Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. Pretty much every superhero you can think of in the Marvel Cinematic Universe comes together to stop Thanos from getting all the Infinity Stones and basically wreak havoc on the entire universe, galaxy, wherever you can think of. Wherever Thanos can see, he can fuck shit up with all these stones. So obviously they have to come together to stop him, and obviously we had been anticipating this movie for 6 years, ever since Avengers. The first Avengers aired, we saw Thanos, we went, holy shit, okay, here we go, and they've been waiting. We've been waiting, and here it is. Obviously, this movie is highly anticipated, not just by Marvel lovers, but by movie lovers in general, or anyone that just loved the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the movies. Doesn't even like the comic books, loves the Cinematic Universe. Everyone has been waiting for this spectacle of a movie, and that's exactly what it is. It's a cinematic spectacle, and God, does it live up to the movie that we expected. Obviously, any movie isn't flawless. There's very rare movies that we can say, no, this movie is basically flawless. And this obviously has its flaws. It's going to have its little gripes in there. But I think that's the key word, little gripes. This movie does a fucking hell of a lot right. From the get-go, we get to see everything we want to see. We get to see characters cross over and talk to these characters we want to see interlock and converse that we've been waiting to see in these trailers that they've shown us. We get to see that. It's just before we even think about me getting into this movie in depth, can we just think about what we are seeing and how generation we are living in right now, that we get to see these characters on screen together. So many different people coming together is phenomenal. This movie has so many characters, so many stars. We've got Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Tom Holland. I could go on. Benedict Cumberbatch, Anthony Mackie, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Josh Brolin as Thanos. I could keep going because I can. And this movie, I mean, come on, guys. Seriously, guys, this movie is phenomenal. This movie does a lot of things right. It is so much fun. Everything you see on the screen is just so cool to get to see and kind of just breathtaking in a way. They give you so many different scenes of so many people conversing who you've wanted to see converse for such a long time, and they give you that. The fight scenes, the action scenes is amazing. Not just who they're fighting or who they're fighting with, but just the scenes in general are freaking badass scenes that you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. They give you a lot of iconic moments where you go, oh, remember that Avengers scene where Loki gets grabbed by Hulk, gets thing, dung, 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 dung. There's like 4 or 5 of those scenes that we could talk about for a long, long time in this movie. The action in this movie is immense, and for the most part, is filmed very, very well, and it is fun and great and badass to watch. As well as the story, obviously we know what the story is. Obviously we don't know the details to what they're doing and what every single character is doing, but we know they're coming together to stop Thanos, which is such a big thing in itself. To get all these people together is one thing, but to get them to fight maybe one of the best villains in comic book history is a whole nother thing. This is an amazing story. They have great bits that I won't get into right now, but just little things they did were just phenomenal in this movie. But of course, the big thing that everyone is talking about is Thanos. He was an excellent villain. He was phenomenal. Two of my biggest gripes were answered in this movie. One, the villains aren't memorable. The villains are forgettable people that you go, okay, yeah, oh, wait, who was that again? Thanos this is his movie, in a sense, guys. This is Thanos' movie, and you get to see that. He kills it. Every single scene he is in, he's phenomenal. Josh Brolin does a great job. The CGI looks phenomenal. Every time you get to see him here, you get to see what he's doing and why he's doing it, and you get intimidated, and it is truly a risk-taking movie the stakes are high. You know that at any point a character could get killed off, because this is kind of where we've all been leading up to. So you go, is this the time that he's going to get killed off, or she's going to get killed off? I won't get into that, but you do sense the stakes, and that is another thing that I don't necessarily feel all the time in movies or in even TV shows, but you get this high stakes, and damn, the stakes are high. Another thing that I want to talk about that I have gripes is the comedy getting forced into serious moments. This movie has a lot of funny moments. Most of those moments are just the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy and the whole Avengers are, I suppose, are the Avengers now as a sense in this movie. But they're just them conversing and making jokes within themselves. They're not within. Then there's never really a piss out laughing joke in the middle of a battle scene or a serious moment. Yes, there's a few, but they're ones that you just go, and then you're into the scene. It's not like you're stopping because you're so into the joke or anything. It's not taking away from the scene, which I really enjoyed. As well as it has some emotional moments. It does. It gets you, thinking, going, okay, that's a nice moment, or is that a sad moment? And that's what I loved about this movie. It has so many good things going for it. The action, the story, the characters. The characters alone is just so charismatic. Seeing them all together is phenomenal. The few gripes I have, and the reason I say they're gripes and they're not faults in the movie, they're faults in the movies, but I don't think you can do much about them. The two main things I talk about is the tone of the movie and the breaks of the movie, which kind of affects the tone. But when you engage in a scene, they will flip you over to another scene of another group of characters. And yes, you're going from a really awesome scene to another really awesome scene, but it kind of takes away from that awesome scene because you're going, oh, we're really going to get into this, it's going to be awesome. But because there's so much stuff going on, you're going, oh, now we're going into this. Like, yes, this is awesome as well, but it kind of takes away from specific moments. As well, as there are characters that may get left in the dust a little bit more than they should, which I didn't necessarily mind because I did think this is more of a Thanos movie, and you kind of see that they're not focusing on a side Avenger as much, but you can understand it. You get the scenes out of the people you want to get the scenes out of, just maybe not as much as you wanted to. And I think another flaw of the movie, and I don't think they could have done much about this, but it's the tone. Because you go from a character to another character from another franchise, from the Guardians to the Avengers, and you're going, how am I going to keep the tone together? And it does fall apart. You go from a really high, intense, serious scene to maybe a little bit of a joke scene with a Guardian or whoever it may be, and you go, it fell out a little bit of that. But I think they couldn't really help that, because if you're going to change the tone of everyone, then it's going to take away from who that character is and what that franchise is. So I don't think they could have done much there. Saying that, I am going to spoil a few things. So if you have not seen the movie, you want to avoid some spoilers, just click the number in the corner right now, go to that number, and that will be that's the time that the video will get off spoilers. So avoid this minute or two period, however I'm going to talk about it. Just skip it, because I don't want to be blamed for anyone spoiling the movie, because I do not want to spoil the movie at all. I'll give you some time. So I am hoping by now everyone has left, and I'm not going to spoil anything. If you're still here and you haven't seen the movie, you cannot blame me. Okay, there was a hell of a lot of deaths in this movie. Now, I do not believe these deaths are set in stone at all. I feel like because they left it on such a cliffhanger, they did it. You guys know the cliffhanger, you've seen the movie. There's got to be a way they're bringing him back. My guess, my thought is that he's going to feel bad about killing Gamora, and then go back in time, unkilling all the Avengers and going, I'm going to save Gamora, and then I'm going to kill the Avengers after again. But by doing that, he'll lose the Soul Stone, leaving him vulnerable, and then they'll attack. Probably will lose some Avengers in that movie for good, but I feel like those characters aren't dead, especially, the Guardians and Spider-Man. I don't think they can kill off those characters. Obviously, it does leave on a huge cliffhanger, which I think could leave a rough note on some people's minds. A lot of people could be angry with that end. Personally, I'm not. I feel like, I'm angry because I have to wait another year, not because they screwed me over in a movie sense. I'm just annoyed that I have to wait an entire year to see this next part unfold, and I'm really excited to whatever that part is. I'd also like to add in that Spider-Man's death it cut me to the core. I almost cried in that scene. So sad. well done to Tom Holland and Iron Man for delivering that scene, because that was a very, very sad scene. And I'm going to cut off the spoilers. There's some stuff I could dig into. I'm not going to do a complete other video because of spoilers. I just don't think I can talk about a lot of stuff for that long. But obviously, you know, there was some honey dicks in, you know, a bit of trickery in the trailers saying, you know, this has happened. And I don't think you really get mad if you didn't see that specific fight scene, or you didn't see enough of that, or, you know, Black Panther's characters aren't used as well enough. But I feel like, you know, they did a lot of stuff right, and whether you get a little bit angry, I feel like you'll still get really excited to watch this movie again, and then watch Avengers 4 next year. Also, guys, before I quickly get back to the non-spoiler guys, I would like to talk about 2 scenes that I was blown away with. Technically 3. A double Thor scene when he first came in with his new axe. Phenomenal. Great scene. And then when he put it through Thanos. Phenomenal scene. Awesome. 2 awesome scenes. As well as the Captain America scene when you first see him with the shadow and then he catches. Fucking awesome. Phenomenal stuff. So, hopefully you guys are back now and avoided all the spoilers. I really hope you did. Do not blame me. It is not my fault. I gave you so much warning. But basically, guys, this movie was a hell of a lot of fun to watch. I was just so immersed in this movie while watching this. The action, the characters, the charisma, the soundtrack, the different soundtracks of the different characters was awesome. And that was something that I really, really enjoyed. Such cool things. So many cool things in this movie. Obviously, a little bit of gripes, yes. But in a whole sense, they delivered a hell of a cool movie that I will definitely want to watch again very, very quickly. And maybe that's one of the quickest turnarounds that I want to see this movie again. Out of all the MC movies, I don't think I've ever wanted to see one again this much. This movie is getting an A from me. Yes, an A. I talked about a few things, and maybe in technicalities of the movie, in the movie making sense, maybe a B+. There could be a few B+ that could have been moving up to A's, but for me, maybe a little bit of fanboying, I had to give this movie an A. But as I said, guys, this movie was a hell of a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend you seeing it now. It was just such a spectacle. And yes, there was a few gripes in specific people's CGIs, but just on that grand scale, it's fucking awesome. You need to check this movie out. I gave it an A. That's not... If AceDavies is telling you to go and see it, you go and fucking see it, guys. God damn. I'm kidding, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have changed up a little bit. I'm not putting in any more video trailers over me. I'm getting a lot of copyright warnings. I just don't want to get any infringements or anything. And I'm going to put in some photos. So I hope you guys, you know, don't get too sick of this face. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys, again, liked this video. I hope you guys liked the audio of this video. Shout out to Tubi that got me this fucking sick mic. You guys can't hear it, but my audio quality is so much better because of that. So thank you so much, everyone. Guys, if he's in the comments, you guys thank him, because he's a fucking killer. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. But of course, guys, have a good one. Before I go, guys, sorry, just honey dicked you with that end, but if you guys haven't seen my 100 subs videos and commented on that, click on that giveaway, comment on below. You get a chance to win a Force Awakens Blu-ray just by commenting. You get an MCU, if you go on the MCU video, you get another vote. So get clicking, guys, because there's a high chance you'll get, you know, a good chance of winning, guys. So it's a free Blu-ray. All you have to do is fucking comment. Go and check that out. But of course, guys, I'm going to redo it. I'm going to redo the ending. Of course, guys, have a good one.